Hello and welcome back to the Culture Cave. I'm Anthony and I'm going to be going through news and theories for 1899. It's about time I came back to it. And if you want to stay up to date with 1899 news as well, why not subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified anytime I put a video up. The first thing I want to talk about today is a little clue that I think we might have got on the clapperboard on Baron Odor, and I know I'm still saying it wrong, I'm sorry. Let me know in the comments how to pronounce his name. Baron Odor's Instagram. Again, if you haven't checked it out, his Instagram is a great source of behind-the-scenes photos already, and like little hints to what's going on, and this is going to be one of those hints. So if you look here, here's the clapperboard. Now, the clapperboard has a lot of stuff going on. Obviously, we've got the date that the filming took place for this, what's episode, what scene, what take, the little color wheel as well. I mean, the grading can be done correctly. Director, Mr. Baron Odor. Camera, done by Mr. Nicolas Summerer. Now, there's something on here that I want to draw your attention to, and that's this down here. This particular image, to me, is maybe a clue. Now, there's been a lot of people who have been saying in the comments that they think it's going to be something to do with the Bermuda Triangle. And I think that's a pretty good shout. Because if you look here at this picture, this definitely looks like a triangle is being highlighted here. And we know that in terms of dark, the way that all of the imagery of the trifecta, and the triquetra, that was always brought back and again and again and again. So it looks like the triangle is going to be important. And that's making me think of the Bermuda Triangle. And if for some reason you don't know what the Bermuda Triangle is, well, Wikipedia, our old friend, has the answer. The Bermuda Triangle, also known as the Devil's Triangle, is a loosely defined region in the western part of the North Atlantic Ocean, where a number of aircraft and ships have said to be disappeared under mysterious circumstances. Most reputable sources dismiss the idea that there is any mystery. Now, I know that there was lots of theories about certain ships going missing 100 years ago or so, and since then the wrecks have shown up. Does that mean that it's not the Devil's Triangle? Does that mean that they still maybe went in there? Like, I'm not going to get into the actual conspiracy of real world, but in the show, it might be a real thing that they want us to look into. Of course, famously as well, apparently, if you are to believe crazy online theories, Carol Baskin's husband fell victim to this.
It was all part of Carol Baskin's plan.
To add to this a little bit, you could actually go over to the Instagram account 1899 Theories, which is a really great fan-run account, which is updating lots of news and things. And they've actually went through a video that was put up. Now, if you want to actually hear the music on there, some of the music for the show that's being created by Ether Machines as well, you should, Ben Frost, you should actually go and watch that as well. It's really cool. But they actually were able to decode in this not in focus video the top of a scene, and it says 1899 interior int Kerberus engine room day. Now that is really implying that the name of the ship is going to be Kerberus, and the reason why that's quite interesting to me is because that's very similar to Cerberus. And of course, we go back to Wikipedia to tell us what Cerberus means, in case we've forgotten. In Greek mythology, Cerberus, often referred to as the Hound of Hades, is a multi-headed dog that guards the gates of the underworld to prevent the dead from leaving. He was offspring of the monsters, I think it's Echidna, and Typhon. Now, maybe that's a play on typhoon. Maybe there's going to be some sort of storm, which has also been hinted at some analysis done by 1899 Theories. So that could potentially be it. I'm interested to know whether or not this ship is going to in some way end up being like a guard of the Bermuda Triangle. Because remember, the Bermuda Triangle said sometimes called the Devil's Triangle. Now, the Devil's Triangle would insinuate to me some sort of underworld link. So maybe they're actually doing Cerberus, or they're calling it Kerberus, and they're having this ship be some sort of guard of the underworld. Maybe the Bermuda Triangle is a doorway to the underworld. This is definitely full of potential for me, to be honest with you, because this team of creators have used Greek mythology an awful lot in their past work, especially dark, obviously. So I wouldn't be surprised if they were going to do the same thing again. The idea that they're going to be working with the Devil's Triangle, Bermuda Triangle, the idea of Kerberus being the name of the boat, is the idea of Cerberus, a hound, the hound of the devil, or the hound of the underworld, hound of Hades, I should say. I think this could be a big, big link. Add to that the fact that Ben Frost is using the Devil's Interval, then perhaps we're actually looking at a pretty good theory here. Thanks 1899 Theories again on Instagram. Go and check them out. Look at these tiny details that the 1899 Netflix Twitter account pointed out. There's very clear imagery of the triangle here. Not only that, it has actually the line across in the exact same way as in the image from the clapperboard. Okay, so on Andreas Peachman here, the captain, he's got the buttons, which are the exact triangle with the line through. As well as that, on this lady's dress, she's got the same pattern. Now, that does look a little bit like they potentially... Now, I think the buttons definitely are there. On the dress, though, I'm interested to know if that actually is going to be on the dress, or is that them giving us a clue? Because it looks a little bit pixelated there. I suppose it's because it's zoomed in, I suppose. But yeah, so that's really, really awesome. That really does make me think that if the buttons on the captain's jacket have that on it, this really does seem like this ship might be the Hound of Hades. Oh, that's really cool. That makes me think, like, what's the other ship going to be in relation to Greek mythology? Let's start theorizing, guys. Another theory put out, well, not theory, but noticing put out by 1899 Theories on Instagram. Go and check them out, by the way, guys. Follow them. They're putting up great stuff, noticing little details. It's really, really cool. I'm going to follow them myself. And basically, they have pointed out that there are scars on Andreas Peachman's face. Now, this got me thinking. I don't know why the scars got me thinking about this. But if we go back to the definition of Cerberus, or the Cerberus origin, in the Cerberus origin, it talks about the Hound was captured by Hercules during Hercules, let me see, 12 labors. Yeah. So I don't know why. This is making me think maybe Andreas Peachman's character is going to be the Hercules. Obviously not. Again, you know me from my dark analysis. I'm not saying that he is Hercules, but he maybe allegorically, he is Hercules in this idea, because maybe he has captured this ship. He has captured the Hound, captured Kerberus. I don't know why the scars point to me to that. Maybe it's like, it shows that he's going through these labors, he's going through hardship. Maybe that's why I thought of that. But the noticing of the scars definitely, for me, adds to the theory of the Hound and Hercules, and the fact that he's wearing the buttons as well really adds this stuff to me. So I'm really looking forward to seeing where it goes. The next thing is another detail coming from the clapperboard, and I wonder if anyone else noticed this. I'm sure you did. Baron Odor, again, I know I'm doing it wrong. Baron Odor actually crossed out some text in the top left corner, but he left May Your. Now, this makes me really think that this is going to be some sort of proverb. Okay, so I'm thinking that this could be like the tagline of the show. So maybe the way they use the word cycle so much in Dark and stuff like that, or the end is the beginning. So the Dark had the end is the beginning. This might be the same for 1899, a particular thing. May your. Now, obviously, I think proverb, may your sails be full of wind, something like that, but I know it's not a sail ship. But there's something there. The fact that Baron Odor is highlighting the Chinese character, or I think maybe they're from Hong Kong, the fact that he's highlighting them so much makes me think, is this a Chinese proverb? Interesting. I think that there's definitely something to be looked into here. I know that there is the famous Chinese proverb, may you live in interesting times, but I don't know if this fits with the may your, okay? So, but it could be something around a particular culture that I'm not aware of that this saying is coming from. Maybe it'll be completely made up and we'll not find out until we watch the show. But something is for sure, though. If you look at this, they crossed it out for a reason. This seems as if they had given us this, it would have given us far too much detail. Now, I'm looking at this kind of trying to figure out where some letters are. I could maybe think, is that an L? Maybe that's devil. I don't know. There's things we can do there, I'm sure. There's maybe some people who can figure it out. I'm personally not going to sink the time in to figure out exactly what it is. If it popped into my head one day, fair enough. But I'm not going to try and sink the time in because I think it'll take me far too long. But still, really, really interesting. Can't wait to find out what that tagline is. As well as that, on the 1899 Twitter account, they actually have figured out most of the names in the video that Baran put out on his Instagram of all the different names of the characters on the chairs. So maybe in a future video, I'll go through those names and try and place them onto the correct actors and see where they might go. Now, there are a few things like 1899 Twitter here, you can see as well, have put some of the names in. So Mora seems to be Emily Beecham's character. Lucien is Jonas Blanque. Clemence is Mathilde Olivier. Jerome is young Gael. And Eek, is it Eek or Ake? I'm not sure how to pronounce it, is Andreas Peachman. Very, very interesting. I might go through and try and sort of see which ones the rest are as well. Really, really cool. We can even start looking into meanings of names potentially as well, because I know that these creators in the past have really paid attention to meanings of names for Dark as well. So definitely something we could look into. But yeah, really getting excited about this. Characters' names have been revealed to a certain extent. Some of them we know, some we don't. Let's keep an eye on this, and maybe we'll do more with it in the future. Well, there you are, guys. Thanks very much for joining me on this 1899 video. I'll be back with more theories, more news, hopefully soon. I still am thinking of bringing my wife on to talk about the costumes. We've been very busy. 2 young children, you know how it is, but we'll hopefully get her on soon. I've also got a surprise release. If anyone enjoyed Bo Burnham's latest special, my wife may be contributing something there as well, so keep an eye out for that. But if you enjoyed this video, guys, give it a like. There'll be more 1899 news coming and theories. We'll remind you that when we get 1899 released, I'll be binging it, giving all my thoughts on it, and then we'll also be covering it on the After Dark podcast. Conrad's going to go through it 1 episode at a time, and we can follow along with him, and it'll just be amazing. I cannot wait. Thanks very much, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.